Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Underground channel. I'm just seeing if anybody's going to pop in here at 10 o'clock tonight. But tomorrow at 10 o'clock, I will be on live, and I'm trying to get you all together to come at that time. So tonight, we're talking about how the UN invasion is here in the United States, how the UN is spreading out at different Walmarts, and over in the last 3 weeks, over 1,000 Walmarts have been turned into prison Fema camps. And I'm going to put the videos all into one category, and I will upload that video so everybody can just go down and watch these videos that people are taking of Walmarts in their areas where they live in the United States. And I will try to answer your questions as I go. Yes, Ray. Yeah, a lot of people's been emailing me and texting me and leaving comments, not just from the United States, but from Philippines, from the UK, a lot in Hong Kong, because they started in Hong Kong a couple of months ago when they was having those big protests. It started in Hong Kong first, trying to take over and lock up their country and go against civil arrest because people were protesting. And this is one of the things that's coming to America. Now the UN is there. The UN is here. And the video that I upload that's getting hit the most was actually videoed in 2016. And I know it looks like I just put it up, but that video was up before. I just modified it and did it in the video editing to make it, my voice sound a little bit more crispier and, just to make it more presentable. And I uploaded it, and it's hitting a lot. And a lot of people are scared. What I want to talk about right now is how many people do any of you know that actually has the coronavirus? In my town, they're locking it all up, and there's not one case, not one real case anywhere. And I'm not saying that it's not out there. I'm just saying it's more of a regular flu. It just broke out in China. Remember when Ronald Reagan, when they tried to get him out of there because they thought he was messing up with the military and playing with Gaddafi? What came out then? It was from Hong Kong. It was called the Hong Kong flu. And that was more devastating and more deadlier, if you want to say deadlier, than this virus. Some of you, most of you, I've got subscribers that are generally between 50 to 65 years old. We've lived through all these viruses. And either 2010 or 2011, it was the HN1 virus. Remember that? Now, that was more deadlier than this virus is. And they didn't get no hype. It wasn't national lockdowns. And that virus was more dangerous than the coronavirus. And I'll try to read as I go. Here, it's a big secret here in New Jersey. Put it down there. What is the secret? And maybe we'll get a conversation. I'll stay on a little longer tonight. But tomorrow night is going to be the big night because a lot of people from all over the world are sending me videos for me to upload. And I've uploaded a couple of them where U.S. state senators went to go investigate a couple of these Walmarts. I think it was in either Illinois or maybe Indiana. I'm not sure. I forget. I'll have to look it up, or you can go watch the videos. I put it in the links. When you are watching any of these videos, go to description. You have to click on to see the bigger part of the description. And on the bottom of the description, I put some of these videos up where people's taking big risk just going and trying to get inside these Walmarts. And a state senator just here a while back just tried to investigate, I think it was in Indiana, I'm not sure, a Walmart, and they told him get off the property. And if a state senator don't have no power in his own state, what's that tell you? Something big's coming. And yeah, they're putting up and I got like 2 videos that's in my what's the title of that? Does anybody remember? 1,000 Walmarts has been converted to prison, or you'd have to go through my channels because I've got so many videos that I have been watching, and I'm trying to make sure that people from China is putting up false videos. They're fake. And I got one of them in, and yeah, I could tell it was fake. And another video of mine of Walmart, this guy went into Walmart and found, well, if you go and do your research, check up Walmart, look up coffins like you're going to buy one, and Walmart covered it up, and that guy's not been heard. Now Walmart coffins, real coffins, not the plastic ones the guy videotaped. The plastic ones is just to get rid of bodies fat, and they're designed for 3 bodies each. But the coffins that Walmart actually put up is real coffins, but that's to cover up all the plastic coffins that this guy videotaped in this Walmart. And guillotines. He hasn't been heard of since you somebody else posted that video somehow, because there was like 2 or 3 of them in the Walmart. So one of them did get out, but the guy that was actually doing the filming, he didn't get out. So he probably got arrested or something. And then another lady, I put her link up where she was videoing the Walmart, I think was in West Virginia. I'm not sure if it was Charleston, maybe Buchanan. They turned that one into a big old FEMA camp. And so Walmart FEMA took over all the Walmarts that allegedly was closed by Walmart due to plumbing issues. And that didn't add up, because on my video that I put up, the Walmart was only 6 months old, and they closed the store down after 6 months for plumbing issues. And 500 Walmarts for plumbing issues. And a little bit of investigation, there was not one permit for anybody to go in there to mess with any plumbing. Okay. It says this message is held in review. Does anybody know what that means? Did you try to send a message, Ray M, and it's in review? I don't have no monitors, and it's just me. Who would be reviewing that message? That's weird. Was it deleted or gutted out? How did that happen? Do you know? I know I'm being watched on my channel. Videos got taken off, and the only one that's still on that I uploaded personally was one that it says a strike is against it, and I protested it and put it up, and I guess like 30 days for them to decide. And I think that's on my EMF antennas. And that's another thing I want to talk about tomorrow night when we get live and get everybody. I've already listed, it was in the EMF antennas, I believe. That video, I put a bunch of videos in description and put the links so you can try to watch them before they take those off too. A lot of people sending me videos now that I'm going through now to make sure they're not fake, but most of them's US, UK, and an island on the Philippines, and a couple of other countries. The UN is invading those countries like they're invading the United States now. But the videos show a train, a long, long train, bed train, trailers on the train, and all UN Army vehicles are on it, SUVs or Humvees, water cannons, and then they got other ones that just has mounts, which is probably machine gun mounts, kind of like, it looks like the same that I operated when I was in the military. And that's just my own personal opinion. It was gutted out. FEMA train, yes. I believe they haven't taken that one down yet. You can go to that video and links. Just open up my description, and they show several truck drivers going down the road in a convoy with UN trucks on the back of their flatbeds chained down, and they're all in a convoy coming across the I think the people said it was I-44 through Missouri, coming from Kansas City, going through Springfield, Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri, and come towards Ohio. So, but you might have to correct me if the I-44 is wrong. I'm not 100% positive. I've got so many videos that I'm watching. And FEMA, martial law, yeah. They're already talking about martial law. And another thing is, I'm hoping this is just a test from the governments that has banded together with the UN, which is the 10 biggest nations. And I think it's a national 10 nation thing that has signed up with the UN, which Obama signed this up. And now if you buy something from another country with your credit card, it doesn't say United States no more. It says United Kingdom, United States on your receipts. I've already tested that theory because I bought some stuff from China. So if you buy something from another country to have it shipped here, like most people do from China, look at your receipt, and you can go online and check your credit card and get the receipts and download them. It doesn't say United States anymore. It says United Kingdom, United States. That's kind of weird. Why would Obama sign us up with the UN to become, well, it looks like to me, they're trying to get all these nations into one. What do you think? Leave a comment. If this turns into a video, after I'm done, it'll turn into a video. And if the live comments are shut off, which they will be, comment down below. You all want to subscribe because a lot of my subscribers are sending me videos. I'm screening them to make sure they're not fake. If you get one from China, probably about an 80% chance is fake. And they're making fake videos from China portraying that they're in the United States, but they're in China. They're not here filming people dying on the streets like China. If that video is still up, you can see it's fake. And they're not very this big. Okay, it had the FEMA Lego on the train. You seen that? Yeah, I had the big UNs on all the trucks. And I think where they put the UPC symbols on the trains that scans, those UPC symbols, beside it said UN on some of those train cars. Not all of them. Some of them are still American um, flatbed trains. I think the ones that says that probably was sent here cargo ships and dropped off at some shipping onto train tracks, and then they're shipping them into the United States. I used to be a truck driver, so I know all those kind of things. And I've never, since 1961, I never knew of UN ever coming to the United States for anything, unless it was an official visiting the White House. But on mounts, I've never seen that until I think I saw my first UN truck driving convoy. I was traveling somewhere, but they were on the highway we're at. So, population control and bioweapons. Now, you're onto something there. And I think you're right. I don't think the virus is actually a biochemical weapon, because a lot more people are dying right now, and they're not. I think it's just a regular flu strain that broke out in China, and they are using this to use the propaganda of the media to pump it up, and the media is eating it up because the ratings for their news channels are going skyrocketing, and they're making bukus of money just off of the publicity of this flu. But I do think that the bioweapons is not such chemical. I think it's more with microwave EMP antennas. That's what I think. And what they do is watch my video, and they're putting them so close together around Walmarts that it's kind of like when you blow a dog whistle, only a dog can hear it. And if you get it so high a pitch, it hurts the dog's head and his ears. So I think these EMF antennas are more like directional. Now the military has these EMF round big waves that they can put on their FVs, and they can shoot the microwaves at crowds of people, and there's so much force that it will knock them off their feet. That's what I think it is. Right, Em? It looks like you're, well, there's a couple of people in here, but looks like you're the only one, and me. And I'm going to try to adjust this camera. I don't know why it's so big. I can't push this. Let me try to adjust it by moving it backwards a little bit more without knocking everything off my table behind it. Sorry about that. I'm not putting any fancy stuff into the video or video editing. This is just live, and I don't have the money to buy the equipment to make my videos more printable, and I'm sorry for that. I just don't have the money. I don't even have the money to go visit my family or go be with my family in the Philippines, because detailing cars and doing homicide cars. But back to what we was talking about, the G5 antennas. I'm glad you brought that up, Ray. The G5 antennas are at least 16 to 18 inches in diameter. And those little antennas I showed on my video, the microwave EMP antennas, they're only 4 inches wide by 11 to hold this little microwave antenna, EMF antennas, and that's the only thing that's on that pole. But when you get close to it, it's so powerful in electricity, you can actually hear it with your human ear humming. And you know what? That's like maybe 480 volts, because 220 don't hum like that. I mean, everything has a frequency, and but that frequency for that hour with those kind of antennas around the Walmarts are powerful. Let's just say I wouldn't. I wish I could get into one of those antennas and open it up. But the 5G antennas are much bigger than those little ones. In 2016, they started to update all the antennas, the cell phone towers, to 5Gs, and I took and videoed the 5G antennas to show what they look like and how big they are compared to the 4G and the 2G. Now, these little antennas that are only 4 inches wide, about 3 inches thick, 11 inches tall, they're not even quite big enough for a 2G antenna, which they're becoming obsolete. Let me see. Yeah. And I think 5G is a little bit different than all the other ones because they can process different kinds of signals simultaneously at the same time, as well as your cell phone tower, your cell phones and whatever, your gadgets. And another thing is, when you get close to those antennas, people are getting like migraine headaches. Where I was living in a tent because I was homeless at the time after my warehouse got broken into, and over 100 cars got stolen, and all my stuff got stolen, and it put me down and out, and I had to go live with the other homeless people and homeless families living in tents. And every time you went there to your campsite, antenna was just like maybe 50 feet away, and everybody was getting headaches for some reason. And my headaches was like every night when I go back to my tent, because I just hadn't gotten a job and I was working days. I didn't have headaches during the days. I was getting headaches and at that time I didn't know why, but when I sat back and looked at it and thought about it, it was only when I was there in my tent I was having the headaches, and I didn't have nothing in my tent that would give me a headache. Radiation? Well, that's possible. I don't know. I didn't have a Geiger counter. I'd like to buy one. I can get one for about $300 on eBay, but I mean, there's radiation everywhere we go, but that could be the reason, the radiation, or they might have been testing the antennas out on the homeless people, because one day when I came back behind the Walmart, everybody was gone. All my friends that I made friends with in tent cities, what we called it, and it was just a place out to be out of sight so people wouldn't see us or the police wouldn't bother us. But you might be right. It could have been radiation, or they might have been testing those antennas out on the homeless people. But when I came back, the whole woods were chopped down. They were pulling the stumps and putting fence around where they put the antennas around that Walmart where I was videoing. I actually had to go across the street and down from the Walmart to the antennas. I think I was in Main Auto Parts parking lot. And get me, this was 2016 when was down in New Orleans that got did y'all hear that? Oh, it's pretty loud. Oh, did you hear that? It's raining. I got this much water, about 8 inches of water from a flash flood coming off from this park, coming down the hill. And there shouldn't be nobody walking around out there. But anyways, girl, come here. Hold on. Watch out. Come here. Here's my guard dog. You can see her nose. But anyways, back to the radiation. You know what reminds me? Who are you barking at, girl? Who you growling at? I think I got somebody messing around. I'm going to leave this live in case something happens. Folks, something happens. I live in Xenia, Ohio. Call the police. I hope I don't disappear like that guy did from that one Walmart that filmed those coffins and the guillotines. He's been gone. Let me go over here and get my gun. Hold on. Get up, girl. Okay, I know who it was. Whew. My neighbors, their yard's getting flooded. They're trying to catch their trash cans going down the road. That scared me. It's about 15 inches deep. My house, the whole underneath my house is underwater. Just a bad location where I live. When they chopped all the trees out behind me, the water all comes out of the new park and down into my property. So sorry about that. Sorry about the delay. Nothing like to get your heart pumping. And she was growling at him. I got good neighbors. A storage place on what is that? I think it's on OneDrive. Have you ever heard of OneDrive? I think I might have saved that video. And I'm going when I start putting all the videos into categories like the Walmarts, I promise if it's still up or not. If it's still there, I'm gonna upload that again, or try to contact that guy's family and see if they have a copy to send me. But some of you might have remember when I had it on my site, that video, that was one of them that was taken off YouTube. And they had maybe 40 rows of those plastic coffins in Walmart. But outside of Walmart, in the field, they had millions. And on the side, on the back side, where people couldn't see from the main road on the front of the Walmart, on the back side and behind the hill where they put up a big old fence, was regular, I guess, Army National Guard vehicles out there. And they had a bunch of white UN trucks out there. And those was the ones that had the water cannons on it. And I'm going to try to track that video down again. I'll keep searching for it. And they were plastic. I'm going to tell you another thing. It used to be the largest army base in the world, but it's been closed down. And they have those same kind of plastic coffins stored at Camp Atterbury. And they left all the barracks up, because I used to hunt there. I grew up in Indiana, and I did some training when I was in the military. And when I got back to the States, I started training the Dragon missile launcher to the Army National Guard that would come to Camp Atterbury. And plus, they would let you go on the camp if you had a permit. And here in the last couple of years, they took that out. Nobody's allowed in or out now. But look it up. See if you can find something. If you do, send that video to me. It's called Camp Atterbury, Indiana. It's an old army base. Very old. Back by Japan. They housed prisoners there. You haven't seen Camp Atterbury before, Ray? It's the biggest one. I didn't think about trying to research Camp Atterbury until here in the last 2 minutes. It just came to my head, and I remembered that it just came to me. And matter of fact, I want to research it too, because my best friend, me and him joined the buddy program when we went into the Army, and he's from there too. I was born in Muncie, Indiana, not too far from there. We got 3 people in here. Besides me, makes 4, I guess. Could you all please leave a comment or maybe hit a like or something, so I know that you're all watching? Wasn't trying to plan on keeping this one a long one, because the big one's going to be tomorrow night. Heard about Camp Atterbury? Okay, that's good. At least I'm not the only one, but I mean, that camp is so big, they can't hide it. It's always been there since World War II, I believe. And especially when Pearl Harbor went off, that place was active. And maybe you can look it up on YouTube or the internet and look at the barracks. You can see the old barracks and everything. They're still standing. And the last time I was there back in the 80s, they were maintaining the place. I mean, they kept the barracks like people would be there, but there was the only time anybody was there is just when they would have the Indiana 8 National Guard go there and do their training. I did most of my training when I came back from stateside. Probably heard of that. And Camp Grayling, Michigan. That's where I was awarded the expert military badge in 1980. Was in Camp Atterbury, Camp Atterbury, Camp Grayling, Michigan. I slur my words a little bit from having a stroke and or 3 strokes, but I had a heart attack first, and thank the good Lord I'm still here. Thank you, Lord. Are you you're not leaving, are you, Ray? And it's good to see you tonight. I forgot to tell you that. I haven't seen Lisa. She was on. That's where she lives at. If you seen us chatting on live chat, she's in the forest, and I'm kind of training her how to survive and how to warm in her tent and everything. Trying to. We're having a hard time staying together because she's only got a cell phone and it only stays up so long. But do you remember Lisa Phillips? Okay, Ray, glad you're still here. I didn't put a premiere up or give an advanced time that I was going to go live, and I really wasn't going to go live, but I wanted to answer questions that came in my email, but I got to talking to you guys, and people are scared in the Philippines. They're terrified. They don't know anybody that has the virus, but the President Durante, this is where my family lives, in Gamaak, Philippines. It's about an hour and 12 minutes away from Manila, and they're locking down sectors in Providence. It's different where here we lock up, they can lock up cities or states, which it looks like there's the way after the president got off from there, off from TV. That's the way I think the Democrats are moving towards, is total lockup. And I believe, if I'm correct, they've already locked up all of our borders all the way around. I might not be 100% on that because I'm not watching much TV. It's all a hoax. And I don't believe everything I see on the news. Now, the virus is out there, and but I just don't think it is big as they're saying it is. The HR1 strain in 2010 was way stronger than this, and I actually personally saw people die before my very eyes with that virus. And the Hong Kong flu in 1979, we was having a crisis. You might not be old enough to remember it, and we was having threats coming to the United States, and hostages were taken, and the Democrats was wanting to send the army over there, but Ronald Reagan said no. What Ronald Reagan did was just send an airplane and bombed Gaddafi's house and got rid of the problem, and we never had a problem from them again. And that saved a lot of money, and that put Ronald Reagan over the top. And another thing Ronald Reagan was able to do, he brought California, the only governor when he was a governor has ever been able to do that. But like now, the Democrats wants to lock everything up. And I believe it's because of the A94 or some chip that they want to put into people's hands so that you can buy and sell and trade. You might remember the video of the Walmart that already put the machines in there for your hand to scan, because they're going to get rid of the cash registers, ladies and or guys. You just go up and scan everything and bag your stuff up, get your receipt, show your receipt as you're going out of Walmart. Some Kroger's has already started that, but that's all for the new age that is coming, that has been portrayed thousands of years ago, and we're the ones living in this time that is actually coming to pass. Might not believe that. That's my own personal belief, and I'm not forcing or putting my religion. I don't believe in any religions. I believe in God. I believe in the Son and the Holy Ghost. But as far as religions, people kill in the religion. They kill women and children. I mean, that's not a religion, not to me. So I don't push religions onto nobody. So I hope I don't ever offend anybody. And who knows to who say who is right. Okay. I got bad eyes, so I got to go all the way up there to see that little tiny print. A video, and I'm formed, but they were chronological, however you say it, in order of events that is supposed to happen. Those books is a story, and back then it was fiction, but actually that book is right on the mark because the two guys that wrote it are scholars, very highly educated, and they portrayed that book, those books. There's like 10 books, and I'm going to put those books up on my site, and I'm not going to ask anybody to donate me or anything. but I've had a few people ask if I'll put up a PayPal thing, and I'm going to, and any proceeds will go to this channel and to help my family in the Philippines. And I'm telling everybody straight up, that's what I will do. So these books, they're very good books. I recommend them because the story is fabulous. I mean, I've read many books, and those books is my favorite of the series. It's like they made movies of those books, and the last movie, Nicolas Cage started to do the whole series, but he got scared, and then he told Hollywood he ain't doing anymore. He just cut him out, so they didn't make any more with Nicolas Cage. And I don't think they've ever made any more movies about that anymore. Hollywood has a very good take on things that are going to happen in the future. And I don't believe a lot of it is right, but some of their movies I've watched and growing up and in the past and listening to my grandma and my grandma, I would, Grandma, you're crazy. That ain't ever going to happen. And I wish I could go back and tell them, wow, you was 100%. And because a lot of things, I'll tell you, I was born in 1961, probably about when they killed the last dinosaur. I've lived through a lot of history and through a lot of viruses. I've caught a lot of those viruses. I've caught Ebola when I was in the 6th grade, because back in them days, they used to have exotic pet stores. And my mom and dad bought a monkey from an exotic pet store, and it wasn't properly quarantined. And they sold the monkey, and it had a form of Ebola. Not an. I was contaminated by the monkey by touching it. It wasn't airborne. It wasn't that type. It wasn't Ebola Martin, Ebola Sudan, or Ebola Maria, or the 1972 RS-19 strain, or the 1974 strain, the 1989 RST Reston strain. That one's famous. Dustin Hoffman was the star of the movie that portrayed that strain, and that was in Reston, Virginia, West Virginia, Virginia. And many viruses broke out, and the government covers it up. And that's kind of funny why now they are saying this is so dangerous. And it's not no dangerous more than any of the other flus that has came to the United States or generated domestically. I said, if you know somebody that's got it, or seen somebody that's died with your own personal knowledge or eyes, put it down in comments. I want to know about it, because everybody's telling me that they don't know where it's at. Nobody has it. That's strange. How's this epidemic killing all these people? But it's only in the big cities they say it's happening. But people in the cities are starting to get wise now. They went into a hospital. Nobody in there had it. Now, a flu, so many people here is going to get the flu. That's all this is. It's a flu with a fancy name on it. And they're scaring people on purpose to make people in their houses stay in their houses, and thinning out the people so they can have more control. It's a scam, a hoax. Tell me if you've seen anybody. I got people in the UK says they can't find anybody there. Maybe a few cases but not like what they're saying, thousands. It's just not happening. I want to see the evidence, don't you? Well, I believe the flu does travel. It does that every year. This is just a new one. And the only people it's really very dangerous to is somebody who's already ill, chronically ill, or have chronic lung infections and problems. Those are the ones they do need to watch out for. But as far as the young people, they got good immune systems. On TV, they're all overcoming it. It's just the flu. Where's that hospital at, Ray? And does anybody have any contact with those people who had it? I'm not saying it's not there. I'm just saying it's not as big as the government is making it. The flu every year travels all over the world, everywhere. Every single year, people get the flu. New Jersey. Now, that's possible. I believe that because that's what you would call a place of high people or millions of people. Okay, I'm back. Now, there could be clusters, and clusters are usually easy to be contained if the government is, doing what they're saying on TV. Any hospital can quarantine any place. And so, in a big place like that, there could be a few serious cases. But how many people has actually died there? And how many people who's had it has overcome? A lot of people's overcoming it. The Philippines figured out how to overcome it or not even catch it at all. Ginger root. Nobody around where my wife and family lives, they all drink ginger and they don't have the flu's not there. Or if they catch them, they drink ginger. Something about ginger that knocks it out. And my family that lives over there, they're really good on herbs. They got herbs that keeps their skin looking young. I mean, my wife, she's 48 years old, but everybody thinks she's 20. So, and um, they got different kinds of roots and rice. They eat a ton of rice. You got a girlfriend or know anybody on that side of the world in the Philippines or Asia, they all pretty well much look young all the time. Her mom's scratch that. You know what I'm talking about. So message retracted. So if I type a message, can I retract it? I've never tried it. But I'm gonna put a message in there. I I guess I should put a message in there. Why ain't it going in? Oh, there it goes. But anyways, the EMF antenna, they being put at all the Walmarts mostly. but they're starting to spread them out around the outer city that I lived in. And they're about getting to be within maybe 2,000 feet of each other. Why do they need that many? And why is the pole has to be so big? Now, I want to talk about something. I forget what the name of the movie. Maybe one of you could tell me what it is. And the actor that played it, he's a famous actor. I can't think of his name now. But in the movie, people were becoming aggressive, not zombies, but almost like zombies, but killing people with tools and things and stuff, or holding them down and doing something with a scanner or something. But at the end of the movie, these antennas that kind of looks like the ones they're putting up at Walmart, people were marching in circles around the movie. So, does anybody know what movie I'm talking about? It's like in the sci-fi section of Prime movies. I just watched it a couple of months ago. It was a pretty good movie, really. Uh, a different Hollywood aspect of controlling people is basically what that movie was about, using those EMFM antennas. And it really wasn't so much, you know, action packed with explode. There was a few explosions, but like the old famous cars blowing up and stuff like that. But it was a pretty good movie. The story was good. So I wish I could remember that. Encounter? No, wasn't encounters. It was something about mind control. I'll figure it out and let you all know next time. Can't remember it. But the Tim LaHane's books, I'm gonna make a video. I'm telling go find your grandma and grandpa and talk to them. They know best. People that's our age, because they lived through enough history, and some of them still alive that has lived through the Holocaust that can tell the stories on how governments took over nations back then. And when Pearl Harbor, what the United States did. Remember those days? And if you don't, go and learn your history pretty well much anywhere on the internet on what the military did, how they locked the people up in Fema. They didn't have Walmarts back then. They just put people in tents and just squared off big fields and turned those into camps. And same thing's coming. It's coming to the United States. And in my own personal belief, the UN invading the United States, probably time in my lifetime that I've ever seen a UN vehicle or a UN army tank or anything like that. And I was born in 1961, and 2016 was, and that blew my socks off seeing one in the United States. Has any of you seen any UN vehicles and convoys or parked anywhere at National Guards? They park sometimes at Army National Guards too. Yeah, the United States did some bad things. I mean, just because they were in our country, they didn't need to go overboard the way they are doing overboard now. And once they get control of the people, they will, like in those books, I believe the way they portrayed it using prophecies and the things that's already came to pass, starting from when Israel became a nation in one day, which was predicted 2,000 years ago. I was alive. No, I wasn't. My grandma and grandpa was alive when that happened. And I think my mom and dad was born in the early 50s. So they weren't born yet. I think the year, if history is correct, was 1946 when Israel became a nation in one day. The Bible prophecy of God says that nation is happening right now. Yes, ours started with the invasion when we first came here, and history's wrong. Everybody says Christopher Columbus was here first, but he wasn't here first. And if you read the history about Abraham Lincoln, the actual history why he was assassinated, everybody back then thought it was all about the slaves. He was assassinated for another reason. And some people has put that up on YouTube and explained that. If you want those, I'll see if I can find those YouTube channels about the real history, and I'll let you watch them. You make up your own mind. Don't take my word for it or my beliefs upon you. It's up to you to show yourself worthy of your own faith and your own education and video links to open these young kids' eyes open so that when the time comes, they know what to do and know how to survive. Until when that starts, we have 3.5 years. So 3.5 years is not going to be easy, but it's going to be survivable. The 3.5 years after that, it's really going to come down on the whole entire nations and countries. You're right, Ray. You're 100% right. The history I grew up in, they started that evolution crap and bought into it and believed they actually was born from monkeys. Saw that. It says my station is being, or I can't even remember what it said. It was just a flash. Something about being monetized or something. What was that? Did you all see that? Did anybody see that yellow thing banner that came right across my screen? Maybe it's something about the coronavirus and they're just doing that. I don't know. But it didn't look like that. It said something about monetization. They flash that stuff so fast you can't even read it or get close enough to read it. I'm blind as a bat. It's like I know this curtain's here, but I keep hitting it. Oh my goodness. There's stuff happening. I've never seen YouTube do that before. Well, something flashed on my right where it says live and the time and how many people's in here. And I got one thumbs up. Something yellow flashed across my screen. It was a little message, but it was only there for like maybe 2 seconds at the most, and it was off. Maybe when I uploads it, maybe it got recorded. I don't know. But if you didn't see it, then maybe a background app of mine might have popped up there. I don't know. But I've been on here how long? An hour and 5 minutes. Anybody's going to pop in. But I don't know. You think I should delete this or put this up, let it be up video on YouTube? What do y'all think? You think we had a good enough conversation for whatever people we've had in here? There's been people popping in, staying a couple of minutes and popping back out. But looks like 3 of us has been in here for a while. I was hoping Lisa, who's living in a tent in the UK forest, I was hoping she would pop in, and she might not have her battery charged up on her phone. And I was hoping this other girl, her name was Letitia. Remember the night she was having trouble with bears in her camp, and she was wanting to know how I could show her how to make booby traps to keep the bears no, it was wolves, not bears, wolves, and um, how to keep the wolves out. About 200 feet from her camp, because she was what they call boondocking and living in a pop-up camper like mine, and she never came back, and I never heard from her since. So I'm hoping she will pop back in sooner or later. She was one of our regulars, but those videos are about living like in a pop-up camper like I am, and or tents. Like the girl in the woods, she goes and stays in tents, but she only does it in camping, and she's got a channel, and she's pretty cool at it. I like her. And then Bob, if you've seen his channel, he's got thousands and thousands and thousands of subscribers. All he does is video how people turn their campers into living quarters permanently. I have videos of that too, of what I'm kind of doing, rebuilding this pop-up camper. I'm turning it into a teardrop whenever the weather will cooperate. So GOV, government is watching us. Yeah, back in my day, the baby boomers call him Big Brother, but now we just call them Homeland Security. They spy on their own people. Or the Democrats. It's the Democrats' Homeland Security. We're down just to me and you. TVs. They started that in 2012. They have a reverse pixel gadget that works with a chip inside your TV motherboards. They can take one pixel. You know what pixels are, I hope, or you do. And they can take one pixel on your TV and see. There's no way to get rid of it, because if you do, it destroys the whole motherboard. So you're 100% right about that. And I knew somebody that used to work for one of those manufacturer factories. That's what they do. Everything goes through that factory, and then it goes to the distributors, and then or the suppliers, and then like places like Walmart, Best Buy, and a lot of the prisons is already converted to that here in the United States, where if you want to go to their chow hall, you got to stick your hand in there, and then the gate will open. Or if you're allowed out of your cell, you got to stick your hand in there. If it's programmed to let you out, the door will open automatically. And so those days are here. They're here. I mean, there's no denying it. When you walk in, you see it. And seeing is believing. Well, Ray, I think I'm going to kind of close this now. And thank you for being here tonight. Hope to see you tomorrow night, maybe the next night. I will text you, or not text you because I don't have your number. but half of YouTube's already got my number. So do you want my number if you ever want to text me direct or send me an email? I got it posted. I had posted on all my Cody films that I did until YouTube knocked all this little guys off. Okay. You got a paper and pencil? I don't want to put it in here because sometimes people call me every single 15 minutes and I can't get no sleep unless I just turn my phone off. But, you know, we can stay in touch, maybe help each other with channels. If you need some help with your channel, I can send subscribers to your way if that will help you. Or we can just stay in contact as long as we can. I believe in being a tribulation force. Just like in those books, I'm going to be affiliate to sell. So maybe I can generate a little bit of money to get some better camera equipment and video editing software so I can make my videos look a lot better. (614) 741 6105. I also have Messenger and Viber. So if it gets bad and gets to be an emergency or a UN comes in and locks up your town, send me a message. That way I can get the word out too, and vice versa. I think my town's, they're closing everything. So something's up, but nobody has the virus here. I can't figure that out. So we'll start like a tribulation force commodity, because if they do that, if they actually do it, if this is a test with this coronavirus, trying to get control of the people, just testing what they could do, it's going to get really bad. And they're going to start locking up states and port of entries. And you won't be able to travel within the United States without having a passport. I think that's going to happen. My grandma and my mom and my great grandma told me these days were going to come, and I always thought they were crazy. I thought they were nuts. If only they could be here alive now. Some of those comments, Ray, they're saying this ain't a video yet. We're still live. So I don't know what that's all about. I think somebody might be watching my channel. I don't know. Probably because of that Fema Walmart video I put up, and the other one that they did take down. That's probably what it is. There's a button on me now. It says show or hide. I'm going to show it because I'm National Guard are coming. Okay. I don't know why that was held in review. Why would that be held in review? Oh, man. I just had another message and it was so fast I couldn't read it. What is going on? Somebody is hacking into the YouTube. That's what I think. So, I don't know. Somebody's listening, and it's just me and you. And I don't know why that hi everyone is in there. That should have been at the, oh, okay, that was down below. Oh, here's another one that says show. That is weird. I wonder if I could just take the camera and show you guys. I'm going to move this camera around so you can see what I see. Let me try to focus it. There it is. See those big blocks under your message? Let me back up a little bit. This wire is only so long, computer, so it shows up. Okay. I should have thought about this when that message popped up. I'll have to back up. Maybe you can read it. It's kind of hard doing this by hand. It's not going to show up. In all the years I've been on YouTube, I've never seen that before. Or the messages at the top of my screen. My channel's being monetized. What the heck is that about? Says what I got 2 people in here, but the other person's not chatting. But I'm gonna click this, see what it says. It's not doing nothing. Click it again. Oh, there it is. Well, guess it was at the bottom. Oh, says government watching us. Now, why would that be hidden on my channel? Why? And why is my camera not focusing right? That's a little bit better. But I think I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can let it upload as a regular video. And for that to be done, I'll have to put some tags on it to actually make it work. But I'll probably end up deleting this live cast so it isn't a video very long, because I don't know what these messages are being sent to me on my screen, and that's got me a little unnerved, I guess. So that's weird. I've never seen that before. Could be the feds. I mean, I ain't breaking no beach. I mean, words anymore, are we? Yeah, you stay safe too. Send me a text so I can add you to my phone real quick. Let me see if you already have. Boyer has subscribed to you. I don't have no text from you yet. Do you have Messenger, Facebook, by any chance? I just got the license from YouTube and Amazon and a couple of other places to be in the UK, to be in the Philippines, and Japan, and China, and Hong Kong. So I heard a click. Let me see. I don't see no messages yet. Unknown name. Keep your Apple products safe. HTT. I don't have no Apple products. I don't like Apple. I don't have it yet, Ray, if you're still on. Okay. I'm going to leave yours hidden. Is your text showing you what you just sent me? The number? Is this showing up on your screen? Because Mine says show or hide. For some reason, I've been getting that quite a bit tonight, and that's the first time in any time I've ever had before. But let me go ahead and program that. I'll send you a text. So I'll have to do it with real text. Oh, what I got to do is dial your phone number to get it to come up. Then if you got any apps, my phone should tell me. Dial. I'm not going to say your number out loud. Okay. So I know where you're at now. Let's see. Create contact. Save. It's me from the underground channel. Let me know if you got it. It's sent. Technology. Back in my days, we didn't have these cell phones when I was a kid, or computer. Well, they just, in 1974, I think they came out with the Tandy 19 or 1750, if I remember the number of that computer from Radio Shack. And that was hardcore programming to make anything work, because you had to draw a line or type lines and then type your program and then type the last line, go back to one to make something run. That was the hard way of doing computers back then. Then they came out with the 486 computers. Took you all day to almost 2 days just to download one app. Okay, you got me then. So, and the other person, whoever they are, they're not texting or letting themselves be known. So I don't know who they are, but I've always got at least one person that's been watching me every time I come on. And so they've been dedicated to my channel. We're up to 3 people again. But let me see more messages coming in, if anything comes in. So that is just you. And nobody else is text tonight. So either tomorrow night or the next night is going to be the real McCoy of these videos of Walmarts being posted, and the UN invading the United States, and the convoys and the trains and everything. I'm going to put it all together and put so people can see it and know what time to come on here, so that then we can have live discussion, and other people's wanting to put videos on my channel about their Walmarts where they're at. And somebody just sent me one about the state senator going to that Walmart, and they threw him off that Walmart property, and he was a state senator. Police officers have no power over a state senator unless he's breaking the law. And they found out that over 1,500 people was in that Walmart locked up, and nobody knew about it. And they threw the media off too. So I think that video is going to get a lot of hits when I put everything together. And then the books that kind of explain what's happening and everything coming and how it's going to happen, that was written 30 years ago. I became an affiliate for them, and I believe Tim LaHane's was just a story. just a story they turned into a movie. So that was strange. So I'm gonna get ready and just get off from here, unless the other people that's on here want to ask a question or just say hi or click a thumbs up and call this a night. And anybody that was here that popped in and out, you come back and watch this. I'm going to leave this up for maybe 24 hours just to see what happens in comments. And I'm going to leave the affiliate link with those books so I can help people that are in their 20s and 30s to know what's coming, and to help them not being scared of this flu. It's not as big as they say it is. And it's just a flu. And ones that we had in the past in 2004, that was a strong flu. 2010, the NRH1 virus, that was worse than what this is. And why are they portraying it? To keep all your eyes on the coronavirus, making it so big and hyped up. Hardly nobody's got it. You know, when you take 7.5 billion people and only a few thousand people's the flu, that happens every year. Oh, it did show up. Yeah, watching us. I mean, we're not really doing anything because I'm not the only one spilling the beans and or telling about the EMF antennas or the Walmarts. It's all over the United States. You see, if they are watching, that's because we have the power. We have these, we have cameras, we got computers. And the only way they may end up doing that. And if they do, we might have communications with regular phones going back into the prehistoric days. But as easy as they turned the United States on in 1995, they can shut us off here in 2020. Just that easy. To get the news actually out there. So anything else? Anybody want to say anything? Yep. Well, they started watching 16. You can go on your network and through your Wi-Fi, and it'll tell you who's all around you that's all the people, small time people like me, off, just to try to get rid of the resellers that were reselling fire sticks. And the government cracked down on YouTube and Amazon. Amazon kicked them all off, and then they kicked all of them off from YouTube, and the little guys like me who had nothing to do with that. Well, let them sit there and watch. I mean, I can't run. I've had a stroke, and I've had 3 strokes and a heart attack. So I really can't run too fast. So if they really want me, they can wade through 2 feet of water up to my camper and carry me out and get through my dog. Ain't that right, girl? And I've had a long, long life. If I'm stay alive, it's to help the young millennials. You know what I'm trying to say. I just can't get it out because y'all know I slur my words. Sorry about that. So I'm going to say good night to everybody. God bless you. In the name of Yeshua Jesus Christ, I pray for each and every one of my subscribers. And if you're a prayer person, pray for my family in the Philippines. They need me. The government won't let me go. And it won't give me a visa until I pay them their money. That's all about money, always about money. So you all have a nice night. God bless you, and good night. I just caught your message as it popped up. You too. You nice night. Bye bye.